What you doing? I'm Daisy and this is Otaku News Reviews! This time I am reviewing The Magical Girls of a Cat God by Isaac Crowe with art by Yura. This is an original English light novel that came out in July 23rd, 2021. Now, I originally found this because Isaac, I don't know, weird, funny, cool, was the first person to ever use the contact me form on my actual website, and he told me about the book, and I was really interested in it because it's about like Egyptian mythology and stuff like that, which is so cool. I haven't really seen any like Egyptian kind of anime, manga, light novels really, except for like Yu-Gi-Oh and Oh Suddenly Egyptian God. And it's weird because of course I got into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a little kid, so like Egyptian mythology and all these gods and stuff is kind of what got me into being fascinated by mythology by cultures all over the world. And I never even realized how little people has actually worked with it. So, of course, something about the Egyptian gods is going to get my attention. I'm so glad it did. What this book is basically about, in a very brief summary, is about, it's a magical girls book, of course. More slice of life, a little bit of action, but it's about pretty much girls that get powers from Egyptian gods and turn into these cat people called Kisalopsi. I think I'm pronouncing that right. But this one focuses on a little girl who's 11-year-old named Edith, has a neighbor that moves in named Lily, who also happens to be a Kisalopsi, and just holding up their responsibilities to serve the gods in however way they can. Edith turns into a Kisalopsi, I hope I'm still pronouncing that right, named Rahima, that serves Anubis, and then Lily turns into one named Khepri that serves Ra. Two big ones, I feel like probably the two most well-known Egyptian gods everyone knows about. There are plenty more, but this does introduce some of the less known ones. Of course, I already knew some from the little anime Oh Suddenly Egyptian God, but this actually does a pretty good job at getting a little bit into some of the Egyptian mythology. There's a whole lot more, and this is a quick read. It's only like 140 some pages. Not a whole lot happens. It really leans on the slice of life kind of stuff. There are 2 points in the whole book where there's a little bit of action. Only 3 real conflicts. But I will say, when there is action, it's quick, it's fast paced, and it hits hard. Literally. But let's get more into I guess you can consider it spoilers. I guess that was my quick non-spoiler review. Going more into the spoilers, for a short little book, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. Since Edith Rahima serves Anubis, of course, this deals a lot with death. And the scenes that deal with death are actually really nice, comforting. It makes you realize death doesn't always have to be sad, even though it is. It can be more relieving. We see her help a dog pass on, and help a small child pass on, and it's sad. It's kind of a beautiful moment, and you look forward to those. I've seen them in other stories and stuff, and when they're done right, they really leave an impact. And I think they're done very well in here. So good for that. It doesn't always have to be sad, or it doesn't have to be depressing. And I like they're doing this. Also, because the 2 main characters are little girls, I guess it is more like harder. Of course, them being little girls doesn't mean this can't get dark. We've seen plenty of other anime that do that too, but oh well. So, the other thing this book mainly does is it gets more into backstories a little bit for the character, just lightly touches them. Of course, it's the first book. It's more of an introduction to the character. Like I said, there's not much action. Almost the entire thing, there's 2 chapters where there's any action, and one of them is at the very end. So most of it is just like Edith kind of training Lily, and there's this whole almost a mystery between the 2 of them, not knowing for the most part each one of them are also Kisalopsi, even though Edith's supposed to be training Lily. It eventually gets figured out. That's the main thing I was thinking the whole time, is like, how's this going to get revealed? Of course it's going to have to get revealed. It's like, how's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? The other thing is, it wasn't really set up as a mystery, but it does make you wonder, Edith is supposed to be like this great Kisselopsy, even though she's only 11. And then it slowly just starts throwing in more details so you can start to put together like, oh, Edith has been dead. That makes sense. She serves Anubis. She's supposed to be 11, but has all this power and experience. Edith's been alive for over 100 years. Gotcha. I thought that was going to be a mystery that was going to linger for a while. Eventually, it all gets revealed, which is okay. Anytime Edith gets hurt, she has to recover her sarcophagus. Yeah, I almost forgot what it was called. A coffin. I almost pulled a Lily and said coffin. But the real mystery that didn't get involved this here is she keeps talking about her dad, and at first it's like, oh, is this just her imagination? But the other person that's pretty much been taking care of her, Cornelius, helps her run the shop. Also mentions her dad and writing her dad letters, so if it was all in Edith's imagination, it would make sense because Cornelius still talks about Edith's dad even when Edith isn't there. So I don't know. There's this big mystery of who Edith's dad is. Is he also something to do with the gods or all this kind of stuff? Because if she's over 100, he can't be human unless there's like another role that's just being filled out by someone who takes her role as dad, or it's just maybe it is. I don't know, maybe her dad isn't actually around and Cornelius is just playing this game. Not playing with her. He doesn't seem like that kind of person. But it's just doing this for Edith's sake. Trying to have some kind of normalcy since she does live alone in a big house. All by her lonesome. But then we start to see a little bit of character change as Lily comes in, serves Raw, this big, bright, sunny, fiery personality. Not really fiery, but definitely lively. Has a garden, and pretty much the polar opposite of Edith. And what annoys her a lot, and I can, I don't know, really sympathize, however you say it. I really feel Edith. Lily seems like it would be really annoying me. Because, dang, like, come on, girl. Leave people alone. Like, I guess she's excited, and it goes into her backstory a little bit too, where she had to be homeschooled because one, this girl has ADD. Apparently, nobody wants to do it, or maybe it's not ADD. It's just her being Kisselopsy and serving Raw. But it seems like Raw got her because of her personality already. I don't know. Anyway, she's homeschooled because she couldn't sit still in class, so she doesn't have a friend. Moves in Edith. There's a whole misunderstanding thing. Edith's old, which, you know, a little humorous stuff. It does make sense. Edith is old. She's not wrong. She writes formally. She lives in an old house. It makes sense. But she still has this mind of an 11-year-old girl, which is kind of a mystery on how she doesn't age. I mean, she's dead, but still mentally she would still age. Unless, for some reason, her thoughts and mindset just kind of reset. Maybe whenever she dies, gets too hurt, or whatever. Because the other big thing that's part of this whole weirdness is how much My Little Pony is in this. So, I don't know, it just threw me off. I don't know if it's just the internet age that we're living in now. I almost forgot My Little Pony is meant for little girls. You hear so much stuff about bronies nowadays. And I was like, oh, yeah, these two children really like My Little Pony. And it's brought up so much in this book. It's kind of funny. And I don't want to... There's a lot... I know nothing about My Little Pony. But either Isaac did a lot of research into My Little Pony. I mean, I guess not that much. You can just look up stuff. Or are you a brony too? Hey, I don't know. It's cool. Like I said, I know nothing about My Little Pony. It doesn't matter to me though. But that's pretty much most of what it is. Now, the actual conflict, what it comes down to, is this person named Philly stealing artifacts from this guy named Corlax. And they're thinking he's wanting to do some kind of transformation. We're thinking for this whole time it's for him, stealing all this stuff. But by the very end, after a whole bunch of stuff goes down, we realize he's just a pawn. Of course he's just a pawn. We're not going to have a big bad guy right at the beginning. He goes, brings it to this griffin-shaped person thing. There wasn't too much detail about it. I guess I could look more into whatever this kind of thing is. I assume it's something associated with Egyptian mythology, but it's some griffin-shaped thing named Ash, and then Ash brings that to someone named Fidel, and then Fidel uses that to turn this girl named Nina into a Kisselopsy for Set, who I think is one of the more evil or bad Egyptian gods, and Nina turns into the Kisalopsi Kessi. Don't know what that means. So that all happens in like literally 3-4 pages of that whole transformation. So that's how the book ends. It's setting us up for, I guess, what the main plot and conflict is going to be for the series. Either Set or evil gods, or Nina, who's probably going to be like some kind of dark Kisalopsi, because Set got banned from even having one. Now he has one. What kind of trope's going to go on? I don't know. I expect a whole lot more action and conflict in the second book. This one was a lot more tame. It wasn't more just to see, what Edith as Rahima and Lily as Khepri can do. And it is really cool. We get to already see them grow a lot more. Even for kind of a quick book, there's already some good character development. And now there's the last mystery of what is, or who is, where is the Clouder? They keep mentioning Clouder. And like it's some authority figure, not necessarily the gods. And then, doing my own little research before doing this, a Clouder is a group of cats. Then that made me completely rethink. Maybe the Clouder isn't like one entity. It's maybe like a council of cat people that are doing all this. I don't know, but apparently Lily's parents, Josephine and Addie, are wanting to go talk to her. Cornelius too, because all this stuff that's happening is a lot more than they signed up for, really. And now there was something rethinking, even though, of course, Lily wants to still do all this because, Edith is protecting her still. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the second book picks up. Apparently, a lot of bad stuff is probably going to happen. Edith's probably going to be out for months, so there's going to be a little time skip there. Lily's going to be taking care of her. I'm looking forward to it. It's really cool. It's a really cool idea. There's still a lot of mysteries, and there's still a lot more past. We still don't know how like the selection process for these Kisalopsis even happened. I still don't know if I'm saying Kisalopsi right. I don't know if I'm saying any of these things right. But there's a whole lot of Egyptian mythology, so it's going to be cool to dive into that. Really, that's what I'm mainly excited about. Probably just going to do a lot more of my own research into it because hey, mythology is cool and all that kind of stuff. Now, aside from the main story part, there is some art. I said I'm getting art is by Yura. There's only 3 things of art. Of course, there's the cover too, but there's a few other pages. The art is good. I like the art. It's weirdly placed. It's placed at the end of chapters, which I understand. It's a lot easier formatting-wise to put them at the end, but it'll make more sense if you put them right when that scene happens. There's a scene where, I didn't even mention Hoppy the bunny. Edith has dead pets that animate whenever she's as Rahima. But there's a picture of that. There's a picture of Edith's shops. Then there's another picture of when Edith and Lily are having a little sleepover. Those are cool. But then they come at the end of the chapter, so you kind of forget. Then like, here they are again. Okay. Yeah. It's just a little nitpicky thing. It doesn't really matter. The art's still good. I guess it doesn't matter where you place it, as long as it's still close. I don't know. Or it could just be, I don't know. Art is art. It's good. I like it. I could say use even more. That's one of the cool things that make original English light novels in general, thing is the art that's included. So, I'm not going to complain. The last thing, I guess, is still being a little nitpicky. Not because it matters, just because I can talk about it, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ramble on about something, might as well get a little nitpicky about it. It's the title. Title a little weird. Magical Girls. Got it. Cat God. Okay. Everyone knows in like Egyptian mythology, pretty much cats are important, but not all gods are portrayed as cats. I don't know, just a little weird thing. Because the gods themselves aren't cats, but the magical girl cats are. I'm not going to fix the title because that's not my job, and I couldn't come up with something better anyways. But I just thought that was another nitpicky thing. I was like, I'm thinking about it. I don't even know which ones are cat gods. I'm pretty sure Anubis is like a jackal or a wolf or something like that. Am I thinking right? And then Ra is like a bird thing. I don't know, sun in the sky. I don't know, a griffin kind of. Not really. But yeah, so just a little picky. But hey, either way, story is what matters, and the story is good. Also, I would say, judge a book by its cover. This is a good cover too. It's a really cool image of her. It was nice to see, going back to the art, nice to see what they actually look like, because you get Edith depicted as, yeah, of course, small, but kind of grayish. She's dead, of course, so that makes sense. Cold. You see the picture, she just looks like a normal girl, of course. And Lily, of course, looks like a normal girl. So it's cool to see these Kysolopses. I guess, I don't know, it does a good job describing everything. I don't know, it's just me. This is why I love manga and light novels, because I do get pictures, because me imagining stuff in my head doesn't always work out. So yeah, that's why I love art. Anyways, before I ramble on anymore, that's going to be it for what I gotta say about The Magical Girls of a Cat God by Isaac Crowe. If you read it, let me know. I'm really glad, Isaac, if you're watching this, listening to this, you recommended this, because I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I love mythological stuff, especially in Egypt, because that's kind of what got me into it. But if you read it, let me know what you thought about it, if you're thinking it's cool stuff. If you haven't read it and you listen to this, thanks. I hope you go and read it. I'm sure the next one will be coming sometime. I hope sometime soon. I don't know when. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that, Egyptian mythology, whatever you want to talk about. But that's it for this Otaku News Reviews. Like I said, leave your comments. If you like this, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more of my Otaku News stuff, go ahead and subscribe. You can see when I do all that. But until next time, I'm the AC. Thank you so much, and bye.